It's Elite Precision here with a video today, and we finally got some NASCAR 21 news. It's about damn time. After Motorsports Games constantly teasing us on Twitter, showing screenshot after screenshot after screenshot of empty ass racetracks that didn't do anything for the community, to be honest. They finally came through and showed us a trailer, and not only they showed us a trailer, they gave us some information about the game as well. So how this is going to go is that I'm going to play this trailer in slow motion. I've seen the trailer already plenty of times. I'm going to be playing it in slow motion. I'm not going to have the sound on because I don't want to get no copyright claim. And I'm just going to be pinpointing to things that's noticeable, whether it's positive or negative. And let's get into this. So the first thing about this game that's noticeable is the visuals, the graphics. It looks beautiful. This is like the best looking NASCAR game that we have gotten since the Technics era, because the NASCAR Heat games did not look good at all. They look like a late era PS2 game. So this actually looked like a current gen, game. So kudos to Motorsports Games for actually giving us some good graphics. They go Kyle Larson. He's in the game, my favorite driver. So that's nice to see. And then the first thing that caught my eye in this trailer, this right here, your crew members pulling you out of the pushing you out of the garage. This is what I've been wanting to see for a long time. Presentation, attention to detail, stuff like this. This is what brings the game alive. Now, it is an issue right here. You got these two guys got the same face, but I'm pretty sure that's something they can just clean up, fix before the game releases or in a patch. And even if they don't, it's like, it doesn't bother me too much, but I would like for them to, give one of these guys like a different face. But yeah, attention to detail, like, your crew members pushing you out of the garage, and something that, you might be able to do in this game is that drive to the garage, like drive out of the garage and onto the track. I don't want to get ahead of myself, but in R Factor 2, you can do that. And this game is being developed by the guys that, that made R Factor 2. So who knows? We might be able to do that. It seemed like Motorsports Games, they seem like they focusing on attention to detail when it comes to this game. This is another thing that caught my eye right here was them handing you this tablet. And I'm going to talk more about this later on because I feel like a lot of people are overlooking this because they describe this later on, like in the futures list. But yeah, they go to crowd being moving actually, like as they racing. Here go the damage model right here, and you can. It's a couple of things you can notice. You notice in this shot right here. You can see the roof flaps popping up. That's something that didn't happen in the Heat games, if I'm not mistaken. And then you can see a little bit of the damage model. I don't want to sit here and judge the damage model too much because we don't know what type of settings they got it set to. But it's nothing impressive. But like I said, I don't want to. We don't know what settings they got it to. Like they might not have it on full damage. Who knows? Martinsville, and they go Bubba and Kurt Busch racing. Let me go back to that. I like this this camera view right here of like Kyle Busch. And they're gonna show this camera view later on doing like that Vegas wreck. I might use this camera in this game. I'll see. I don't know. I usually use the hood and the roof cam, but I might use that though. It looks real nice. Showing the cars in the garage. You got Nashville right here, which looks just like, Nashville in real life. They did a really good job. I didn't know how they was going to handle that because it's one of the new circuits, but they sound like they nailed it though. Eric Jones overheating in the garage. This is the first issue right here. Notice that the AI is nose to tail, inner line, conga lining. This is something that we've seen in the past in the Technics games, the NASCAR Inside Line and, NASCAR 2011, to where like the AI will separate, like they'll get spread out, but into like five car groups. I do not want to see this. I hope this kind of makes me nervous a little bit. I'm not gonna even lie. So this is kind of like the first red flag right here. I really hope that this is not an issue, but we see this twice in this trailer. We see it right here, and then we see it again. They finna show it in a minute. At Vegas, they go Road America, which looks nice. Oh man. I like this shot right here. This must be doing like the pre-race intros and all that. It looks really nice. But yeah, that conga line issue though, going back to that, like I really hope that that's not present when we race. They go Martinsville and something I keep noticing about like these screenshots, and you can kind of see it in the trailer too, is that a lot of these racetracks got like a sunset look to them. Like I wonder if they're gonna have day to night transitions in this game. I would like to think they would. Martinsville is a track that they race at night now. They don't start at night, but they start off in the day and then they race into the night. So I would love to see that. If not, it's not the end of the world, but it will be nice to have day to night transitions in the game. But I've been noticing that though. I wonder if you could just race any time of the day in general. Like when you setting up a race, you'll be able to like mess with the time. Like you could race in the morning if you want to. I think that would be kind of cool. Like you can race in sunrise. Here's the other picture or the other part right here where they see how they conga line it. And then not to mention like WinValve, he pointed this out too, how they are off the wall by quite a bit. Like they're not against the wall. Like they're kind of like running like somewhat the middle of the racetrack. So they kind of taking like an odd line down the straightaway, and I'm pretty sure they like it just don't look right. So conga lining and then them being running an odd line down the straightaway, it just don't look good so far when it comes to the AI. I know we haven't seen gameplay. I know some of y'all are probably saying you're getting ahead of yourself. It's a 1-minute trailer, chill. I understand that, but man, even if we do get great physics and all that, the AI has to be good. They have to be good, because if the AI is not good, I'm not gonna be racing offline. I'm gonna tell y'all that right now. He goes some more not screenshots, but gameplay. And then this is the most noticeable thing about this trailer, was just this kind of shows off the crash physics. You can see, I'm gonna rewind that real quick. You can see how the way that Noah Gragson gets hit right there. If that was NASCAR Heat, his car probably would have flew in the air or whatever. Like just right there, like it just looks way better in terms of the physics overall. So that was a plus. And then you can see cars just racing. I like the trailer. I like the music. I can't play the music because I don't want to get no copyright claim, but I like the trailer overall. It was a lot of positives for the most part. But when it comes to that AI conga line issue, I really hope that's not present when we start seeing gameplay. And if we do get gameplay like soon, which I'm pretty sure we will, and we see that, hopefully they patch it before and make it to where the AI is running different lines and they not conga lining. So that was the first thing. I like the trailer overall. It was a good trailer. It doesn't get me too hyped, but it's something though. So I'm pretty happy that we finally got something. But on to the futures list. So experience the thrill. Players who feel like they are in the NASCAR Cup Series garage area and on pit road before each session. With voiceover from MRN Radio and 2311 Racing's Freddie Kraft, celebrate your victories with your crew in the victory lane sequence, showcasing the high fidelity scanned NASCAR Cup Series drivers and accurate model event. Okay, so a couple of things, and the main thing about this, MRN Radio is going to be doing the presentation of the game. Like they're going to be, doing the pre-race, kind of like NASCAR done in 2004. And it's crazy that we went 16 years without proper pre-race presentation and possibly post-race as well. Like, how do we go 16 years without having this stuff, yo? Like, I'm like, this is crazy, man. Like, I would have thought that like NASCAR 09, 2010, like, the tennis games, like, would have gotten it right eventually. They would have had it. We went 16 years without this. Like, they took it away after NASCAR 05. Like, I don't understand why they did it. So I'm glad that they're going to have this. We haven't seen it yet. I hope it's not brief. I hope they go through the field and talk about the drivers, talk about the track, and if you're doing a career mode, they can talk about how your season is going. Are you in the playoffs? Are you outside of the playoffs? Are you in the Final Four? Or like, how many wins do you get in a row? How many top fives you get in a row? Things like that. And then when it comes to the other drivers, they could talk about like their history at a certain track or something like that, or their career, or how their season is going. So I hope they, going to like, I hope it's not brief. Hopefully they got like the flyover and everything, and, just make it super in depth. That's the type of stuff that brings a game alive. So I'm really happy to hear about that. I'm really happy. Enhanced graphics. Like I said, the graphics look really good. Some people out there, I don't know what's wrong with people. You got people out there that's saying that it looks like NASCAR Heat still. I don't see how you can see that, but NASCAR fans, they'll complain no matter what. And I'm not even trying to defend these. I'm like, I don't see how you can sit here and say that this looks anything like NASCAR Heat. But anyway, all new physics and AI. Like I said, I'm a little worried about the AI. The conga lining. Another thing about the AI is that, the difficulty. Like, how difficult would the AI be? Because I know on NASCAR Heat, most of the tracks, for me at least, like, I can beat them at 105 105 difficulty. So, I'm a little curious to see like how difficult they can be. Hopefully there's a scale that goes up to like 120. Make the AI so fast to where you need like setups or something like that. Just make it really challenging. I know on F1, like I run at 95% when it comes to the AI, and the highest you can go on there is 120. So can we get something similar like that? I know, like, for me, like, 95%, running 95% AI, and then, but the max is 120. That'd be cool, because as I'm improving, like, they just say that if I get better, I can move up to like 100 and all that. So, and then eventually you might start to need like setups and stuff, but yeah, little worry about the AI. Then they talk about the physics as well, the R factor physics. We've been know about that for a while. We need to see it in action still, and not to mention need to feel it for ourselves. But I do like the that we got, R factor 2 physics. After hearing what people have said about that, new paint booth, a brand new paint booth offers an unrivaled level of customization, allow you to create your NASCAR Cup Series paint schemes, complete with your own iconic race number. Now, one thing I'm really hoping from the paint booth is that we can upload decals into the game. We can upload, kind of like Gran Turismo Sport. You can upload a decal into the game, and then, you can use it and stuff like that. I don't know if we'll be able to download, decals that people upload or anything like that. But as long as you can upload a decal, that would be nice. It'll save you so much time, because just imagine you trying to create like, I don't know, like Jimmy Johnson's 2002 paint scheme, or Rusty Wallace, like old paint scheme from like the early 90s or something like that. And I don't know, like just schemes from the past in general. Like you're gonna need like, you're gonna have to sit there for a long time and like try to create that decal, and it's just gonna be so like so time consuming. So it's like, to save that time, it'd be nice if you just upload that decal. Like if you want to upload like, you know, the Budweiser decal, or the DuPont decal, instead of having to sit there and try to create that, you can just upload it into the game, and then it's there, it's accurate, it makes the scheme look better. Not to mention, so I really hope we got that. That's the main thing I'm hoping for. Even if we don't, it's great that we got a paint booth again, and even if it functions like the Technics paint booth, that's fine. But I'm really hoping that we get something similar to Gran Turismo Sport. If not, then like I said, it's not the end of the world. All the tracks, which I don't understand why they list something like this. All the tracks. I will hope that we got all the tracks. Circuit of the Americas, Daytona Road Course, and Nashville, which are like some of the new tracks on the Cup schedule. I'm looking forward to racing Daytona Road Course with a stock car. One of the first tracks I'm gonna do on this game, if I end up buying it, is which I most likely will, is Nashville, because it's kind of like it races like a mile and a half, but at the same time it kind of races like a short track. You got to use a lot of brake, so I might race there first. I think that should be pretty fun. And then they list off some of the artists that we're going to be hearing in the game. MGK, Imagine Dragons, Aerosmith, Luke Combs, and more. So a lot of big names that's going to be in this game when it comes to the soundtrack. So that's good, instead of having the indie artists from the Heat games. Even though I enjoy some of those songs, but for the most part, a lot of those songs were not that great. Hopefully they got Foo Fighters Making a Fire. I love that song. I've been addicted to that song for a while now. And then we go over to Reddit, and we get to the first or the second piece of bad news. The AI conga line was the first, even though that's not really like, concrete yet, but we get to the career mode, and man, the career mode sounds very disappointing. I'm not gonna even lie. You just sign contracts and that's pretty much it. You can't own a team. You can't hire and fire people. You can't do any of that. You can create a character, but you can't customize their appearance. So that's weird. Yeah, so they just talk about contracts in this little career mode tab that they got up. They talk about your contract clauses and endorsements and all that, and stuff like that. And who knows, it might turn out better than, it might turn out a little bit better than, what I'm expecting right now, but overall it just sounds lackluster. Some people have mentioned that they might have driver movement and driver retirements, and if they do, that will save the career mode, because I love driver retirements and driver movement in the old Thunder games, and then on the F1 games as well. Having the field look different every year when it comes to, like, the drivers would be nice. And if that does happen, hopefully, like, let's just say that, I don't know, like, Noah Gragson takes over for Kevin Harvick. He shouldn't be running as good as Harvick, to be honest. Maybe he'll get better over time, but he shouldn't be running instantly top 10 in the 4 car. He should be running like 20th, to be honest. But yeah, if they have something like that, though, I would love it. That would kind of save the career mode for me, because right now I'm not really impressed with what they are offering. Hopefully the statistics are there. They should be there. They kind of list them off right here in a little, somewhat. winning percentage and finish position and average finish and all that, top fives, top tens, poles, laps led. That better be there. Not to mention, year by year stats. We shouldn't have to go through all that again. If we do, that's a big problem. I will hope that we don't. So yeah, the career mode just sounds lackluster so far. I mean, we just gonna have to wait and see what they reveal. But right now, I'm not liking it. So that sucks because that was like one of the main things that I was hoping they would nail when they when it came to this game. I knew it wasn't going to be anything like the greatest thing ever, but I was hoping they would have had it to where it was like on the level of Thunder 04, to where you start off with nothing and then you have to like build your team up over time, hiring members and all that. That would have been nice, but it is what it is. The other thing that was confirmed is that no Xfinity, no trucks, and I'm completely fine with that. Completely fine with that. So I keep telling people that just because you got extra series in the game doesn't mean that it makes the game great. Just look at NASCAR Heat 2 all up to Heat 5. Those games were not great, even though they had Xfinity and trucks. So those people that's complaining about this, chill out, man. Because I feel like y'all overreacting. It's someone I know personally that kind of freaked out when I told him that it's not gonna be no Xfinity and trucks. And he was just looking like, what the hell? What the hell? Why? So if they can, and I'm not guaranteeing that just because they leave out the Xfinity and trucks, that equals a great game when it comes to physics and AI and all that. But we know that they're not focusing their attention towards that. They're focusing their attention towards more important areas of the game that need to be focused on, because physics, AI, damage model, we know the career mode's not gonna be all that great from what it seems like so far. But things like that, I will, those things need work. And then not to mention like the little bells and whistles, the options and all that. That's the things that we need. That's the thing that's been lacking for the past like 5 to 10 years. So if it means, that we get those areas improved, then I'm fine with it. So we just have to wait and see. But that whole Xfinity and trucks thing, that doesn't bother me. So I'm cool with that. And then here's the last part that I want to get into, the data pad. And I talked about this earlier in my reaction. So when I was going through the trailer. So this tablet is your menu at the racetrack. Depending on your session, you'll get to see what the other drivers are doing out on the track, download your setup or tweak your options. So you'll be able to actually see, like, kind of like the F1 games, you'll be able to like go on board. If I had to guess, like with the F1 games, you can go on board for driver and see like, what they're doing, like what line they're running and what lap times they running and all that. You could do that on the F1 games. So, and then you can like, that's pretty nice. So I like that. They didn't completely say that, but if I had to guess, it's going to be like that. And then you can download your setup and all that, tweak your options. I would like it to where they kind of show like a 10 lap and 15 lap averages. That'd be nice too. So I like that they got the data pad, because that's what the drivers use in real life when they sitting in their cars doing like practice sessions, and they just kind of like pinpoint to things and stuff and just comparing themselves to other drivers. So I like that. And then the other thing that caught my eye was the crew chief. Interact with your crew chief when you want to head out onto the track. So I wondered this is going to be like a deal to where they said interact with your crew chief. So I wondered this is going to be a type of deal to where it's like Project Cars 2, to where your crew chief, you select like a certain part Like you just say that your car is like, you say your car is like loose, and the crew chief may say like, is it loose going in? Is it loose in the center? Or is it loose coming off? And then you can select one of those, and he may suggest like a change, or he may make that change. And then you just continue to like select through like what's wrong with your car. Maybe your car is slow down the straightaways, and he may take like some downforce away or something like that. Or your tires are wearing too quickly, because that's what they got on Project Cars too, and I love it. Um, so we might have something like that in this game. They said interact with your crew chief, so you can't just list this and then you don't have nothing like that. So I will hope that we get something like that. That would be kind of cool. So that caught my eye there. Another thing that caught my eye, if I can get to it, pit stops. Choose your pit options and strategy at any time while on the racetrack. So we're going to have a multifunction display most likely if I had to guess. So because they say you can choose your pit strategy anytime, and this is what you can do in other racing games like F1, Project Cars, Gran Turismo. You can like mess with like things as you're racing. Like you can set your fuel to lean and all that, or rich, brake bias and all that. When it comes to NASCAR, like I said, you could probably adjust your brake bias, but as you're racing, you could probably like adjust like how many tires you want. You may want to select right side tires or left side tires. You may want to do something with the track bar or wedge, and then etc. Then also on the MFD, you could probably look at how your tires are wearing and just the overall health of the car. And then you can, I guess press OK or just have it set to that stuff. And then when you come down pit road, that's what they'll do to the car. Fixing damage and all that stuff like that. And what this opens up possibly is be able to drive down pit road on your own and pull it into your box. That's probably why that they're allowing you to adjust your stuff while you're on track, giving you an MFD, multifunction display, because we probably can drive on pit road on our own and pull into our box, which would be cool. That they have said in the past, like in Q&As, that they would like for us to like manually drive on pit road and possibly under caution. Not saying that that's gonna be in the game, but I think it's a possibility. And if it is, who knows, it might be an option. You could probably turn it off and turn it on. Like I said, I think this game is gonna have a lot of options. So and then the last thing, victory lane, celebrate your victories with your crew and your victory lane sequence, showcasing the high fidelity scan NASCAR Cup Series drivers and accurate model event trophies. So I wonder if they can, I talked about this before too, but hopefully like your car is pulling into victory lane, you climbing out, champagne's being sprayed and all that. It doesn't look generic like NASCAR Heat. Hopefully it doesn't look nowhere near like NASCAR Heat when it comes to the celebration, because I don't want to get into that. But and then they said the drivers are face scan too, so that's gonna look nice. They on some 2K shit when it comes to that, like the 2K games, so the scanning drivers and stuff, scanning these athletes. So I like the sound of that. So still a lot of questions, but overall, I like what they showed off. I like it seemed like it's a step in the right direction for sure. It seemed like it's going to be better than the Heat games at least. So, that's not hard to do. Hopefully we can surpass the tennis games as well. A lot of people are saying that this might be like the tennis games. And if it is, hopefully it's not as glitchy, and hopefully the AI is not, completely dumb. say what you want about NASCAR Heat, but they AI was not that bad at all. It's just that they wasn't all that challenging. That was really like the only issue with them. So, and you know, some other things as well, but it was minor issues. But when it comes to these tennis AI, they was just all over the place, and it didn't make the game enjoyable. But yeah, that's everything though. Still a lot of questions though, like what's the frames per second? I will hope that it's 60 frames per second. Can we practice and qualify in online lobbies? There was some type of deal going on to where they were saying that private lobbies are not going to be a thing. I will hope that it is. What else? Like, just, is rookie stripes going to be present in career mode? Are we going to have 9 points events in the career mode, or 9 points events in the game in general? How in depth is the paint booth? Is there day to night transition? It's so many questions that still have to be answered. So how's the AI? You know, I can't wait for them to go, you know, actually show some gameplay and just, you know, start to, you know, really dive into more of this game. It seems promising. I don't want to sit here and get excited. It's nothing to ride home about. It's, you know, it seems like it's going to be better than Heat, at least so far. So, not bad so far. Hopefully that we can see more very soon. This game does come out. We're 2 months away from the game coming out. It comes out late October, so they still have time to like adjust things and fix things and stuff. So whatever's not right now, hopefully they can, you know, get it right. Hopefully the game just functions well. That's the main thing that we're hoping for. Like, it functions and it is fun. That's the main 2 things. You know, hopefully we don't have no glitchy experience or anything like that. So, and so that's gonna be it for me. That's my, you know, impressions of NASCAR 21 Ignition. I don't know why they added the ignition part. I just wish they would have called it NASCAR 21, but whatever, I guess. So that's that. Until we get more information, next time we get information, I'll have another video. So I'm gonna go ahead and roll up out of here. Y'all have a good one. Peace.